The legend of the 21-gram soul weight is arguably one of the most romantic ideas about death. But is it actually true, or is it just a beautiful fairy tale? We're checking the facts.
This myth is based on a highly controversial experiment conducted by the physician Dr. Duncan McDougall in 1907. At that time, he weighed dying tuberculosis patients, but could only detect the alleged weight loss in 1 out of 6 subjects. The problem? He used simple platform scales, far too imprecise for such measurements. Modern science, using today's precision instruments, has long since debunked this. There is no magical weight loss at the moment of death, unless it has purely physiological causes, such as the evaporation of body fluids or the escape of air from the lungs.
Dead bodies give almost everyone an uneasy feeling. The first impulse, better not touch them, I might catch something. Better safe than sorry, so we keep our distance. But is there any truth to that? Are corpses actually a danger to our health?
The fear of the bodies of the deceased runs deep. The term cadaver poison is deeply ingrained. It refers to substances produced during decomposition. Although they have a strong odor, they are completely harmless with simple skin contact. A real risk of infection exists only with a few infectious diseases, such as Ebola or cholera. However, such cases do not end up in the standard cold storage. They are strictly isolated, so the myth fuels unnecessary panic. The fact is, as a rule, the dead are no more dangerous than living people. By the way, did you know? In Tibet, the deceased are often not buried at all. In what is known as a sky burial, they are laid out in the mountains for vultures to consume as a final service to nature.
It sounds like the plot of a horror movie, but it is historically documented. A person appears dead and is buried, but is actually still alive and could wake up inside the coffin. Yet, how realistic is this scenario? Do we really need to be afraid of it?
The fear of apparent death is one of humanity's oldest. This notion has always spread terror because, in the past, this fate could have befallen anyone. Such fears reach far back into the Middle Ages, a time when medicine often could not distinguish a deep coma from actual death. People fell into a state of rigidity. Pulse and breathing were barely perceptible, and outwardly they appeared lifeless. Sometimes, those presumed dead rose from the coffin during the funeral service itself. But for many, the awakening only came underground. During exhumations, corpses were found that had turned over in the coffin, silent witnesses to a desperate struggle. What was a real danger back then is no longer a cause for panic today. Modern medicine possesses reliable technologies to establish definitive signs of death beyond any doubt. Furthermore, laws mandate strict waiting periods and post-mortem examinations before burial. Thus, the risk of being buried alive today is practically non-existent, despite extremely rare reports of misdiagnosis from other parts of the world.
Can a human being become immortal? My answer is yes. That is absolutely possible. We live as long as we are remembered. No one should be forgotten, and your life least of all. Imagine, even centuries from now, your descendants could still hear your voice, look you in the eyes, and learn about your life firsthand. From the screen, you speak directly to your contemporaries as well as to future generations. You tell of yourself and your life, leaving behind a message that lasts. Kristi described his idea for the Human Heritage Museum, which enables future generations to preserve the memory of you forever, in his book. You can find out what you can do to ensure your life story is not lost to the people of tomorrow on our website.
We often avoid the topic of death because we perceive it as gloomy or macabre. But the truth is, an open, honest exchange brings enormous relief. Planning and discussing so-called last wishes helps the dying person prepare internally for the inevitable and settle their affairs with dignity. At the same time, it relieves the relatives. They can be sure they are acting in accordance with their loved one's wishes. To this end, please take two important pieces of advice to heart. Advice 1. At the end of life, people usually regret the things they didn't do. A lack of reconciliation, unconfessed love, or missed heart-to-heart conversations. A simple rule: resolve conflicts and cherish your loved ones in the here and now. This makes life easier and the parting less painful. Advice 2. Prepare a folder with your most important documents in good time. ID card, bank records, insurance policies, and inform a trusted person of where it is kept. In times of grief, people are often overwhelmed and cannot find even the simplest things. Additionally, state clearly, in the event of severe brain damage, do you wish for life-prolonging measures? Do you want to be an organ donor? This lifts the crushing burden from your relatives of having to make these decisions without knowing your wishes.
Can a person overcome death? My answer is yes, without any doubt. No one is condemned to vanish from the face of the earth without a trace. We exist for exactly as long as our echo resonates in the hearts and minds of others. Have you lived in vain? You have the right to be firmly anchored in the collective memory of humanity. My book, The Human Heritage Museum, is your personal guide to immortality. In it, I tell you how to anchor your life so that it never fades. It is not just a book, it is your ticket to eternity. Order your copy via the link below and leave traces that defy time. Which myth surprised you the most today? I look forward to your thoughts in the comments. Did this video provide you with valuable insights? Then a heartfelt thank you for a like. And if you would like to receive even more useful knowledge, subscribe to our channel.